Some say that there is a possibility that the S is going to hit the fan and that there'll be some kind of global recession or collapse. How do you prepare for such a thing? How do you get your money out of the system, particularly with regard to your retirement funds? G'day, Brian. How are you?
Very good. How are you, Tim?
I'm so well, thank you. Have you heard of this SHTF movement? These people who are getting ready for things to go wrong.
I've never heard of it as a movement per se, but certainly there are many people that are concerned about serious problems that we may be encountering.
Absolutely.
And I guess it wouldn't surprise me if there is a movement that's behind it.
All I will say is there's a lot of people who I consider to be smarter than me who are looking to get their money out of their IRAs, and invest in things like maybe precious metals, other things they consider to be more stable. And I didn't really even know there are alternatives, but I'm just hearing there are. Can you explain to me what's the mechanism for doing this?
Well, the basic mechanism is to create what's called a self-directed IRA and to invest in that self-directed IRA. The self-directed IRA is created, there's a plan which is created, an IRS-approved plan which is created, and within the plan there is an LLC which acts as an investment arm for that plan. And essentially you'll use that LLC, open up a bank account for that LLC, and then you're free to invest in anything that the IRS allows you to invest in, which is certainly a lot more than your traditional asset classes of stocks, bonds, and mutual funds.
So this is amazing to me. So the IRS itself gives you a mechanism to kind of get out. And as long as you do things within that particular, sanctified group of investments, you're fine. And one of those, for example, is to invest in gold.
Absolutely. And people really speak a lot about diversification. The question really is, how broadly do you define diversification? And our feeling is certainly that stocks, bonds, and mutual funds, while potentially very, very good and solid products, don't necessarily give you the level of diversification that you really need.
Well, yeah, I mean, let's say, touching wood and so forth, let's say the stock market does collapse. I wouldn't want to have all of my money in the stock market at that point.
Exactly.
So bringing it back into my control actually makes a lot of sense here. So let's say I do this. I get this self-directed IRA. I go through this process. I bet you guys can help us with that. That's my guess. So if you can help me do that, set up the LLC, set up all of the funds and get it all right, I want it with a checkbook where I can go buy, for example, gold, maybe real estate, other investments. Is it as simple as that?
It is quite simple. The key really is that once you are set up and you have that account, to make sure that you're maintaining the integrity of that account. So everything that you're purchasing on behalf of the IRA comes out of that account. And any revenue, any sales, proceeds from sales from the IRA account, again, go into the account. But we're here to answer any questions. I mean, obviously there are certain restrictions about what you can do and what you can't do as it relates to precious metals or real estate. And we're certainly ready, willing, and able to answer all of your questions.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, I think if I was prepping, if I was getting ready for some kind of SHTF event, some kind of potential global economic or stock market economic meltdown, having things under my control makes so much more sense. I think I'd sleep better at night knowing my money was safe kind of outside the system to some extent. Well, thanks for sharing that. I appreciate that. For those who'd like to find out more, potentially get in touch with Brian and his team to set up their own self-directed IRA, please reach out to broadfinancial.com or grab a phone, make a call. Also, make sure to subscribe to our channel and find out more.